Most people in America are not familiar with what happens to people who get caught overseas by the wrong people. They often get tortured in ways that aren't correct for human rights because the people don't care about other people's bodies, natures, hearts, souls, and minds. We learned a lot about human torture during wartime long ago, but that doesn't mean that people don't like to still try to do that to people. There are technological abuses that are coming across the seas and into our country that most people are not aware of and most people don't want to know about. And the truth is, that is sad, that we must be more vigilant in how we practice our self-preservation techniques. Self-protection techniques are things I used to teach in front of a live audience, literally in a participatory type of educational or edutaining seminar in which people learned how to walk a little better, talk a little better, stay in more of assertion mode with potential strangers and potential solicitors who are out to do them some danger. We often are finding that even when we're traveling and we stop at truck stops, little legitimate places to pick up gas, pick up food, and whatnot, that there's someone sitting in a car waiting for to have you be their prey. We have to watch out for that today, and we have to have people who are vigilant in the cities and the states that sadly don't allow for soliciting. I've never really quite understood that policy because in business, that's what we do every day. We are out doing business development. The difference, obviously, is the type of business. The solicitor, or the panhandler, the mendicant, is someone who is in a very teeny, tiny, microscopic business, or non-for-profit in theory, but I would say more tax deductible, not at all, but tax avoidable type of business. It's one of the reasons that people kind of piss on them. But at the same time, we have to be assertive enough to say no in the right way. The people that can be taken advantage of are most definitely elderly travelers and people who are not accustomed to that in their cities. Then, because there are some cities that are over vigilant about people who are walking because they're not expecting walkers in certain places. But the truth is, many communities are walking communities. It's just different areas they don't consider walking communities, despite the fact they might have huge 2 or 3 trolley or stroller wide walking paths for exercise. But you have to understand that America still has issues with everyone being able to have reliable transportation. It's one of the reasons that in my ministry for the homeless, I encourage people who are elderly to, when they get to the point when it's really not safe and family members don't feel it's safe for them to continue driving, that they turn away their vehicles. They trade them in for something smaller, something more fuel economy, something less peppy and out of control or more powerful than they can handle, or that they simply consider donating that vehicle through a appropriate charity that's not for profit, so that it gets to a person who truly needs it and openly can handle it. I also encourage people to get around the idea of walking if they can with proper bus passes that can be given for the month or for the annum per year. And openly we have to be willing to do that for people because it saves them a lot of pocket change, a lot of daily worry, and a lot of stress in terms of at least getting places in the rain, in the snow, in the sleet, in the hail. But if you can't do that, we have to be willing to think about other aspects of things in our possession. Maybe our kid's old moped isn't needed anymore because they're outgrown it, they're off in college, they've got their own car, and it's sitting in the garage. Or that scooter that was once a live wire for a 16-year-old kid is now something that can be gifted. We have to look at doing that. We have to look at making sure that our hoarding is not ridiculous. A lot of people enjoy them. I had a moped when I was 15 years old before I was technically driving, and we only had one car to pass around a lot of teenagers and a lot of basically pre-adults before they had enough cash coming in their income levels to have their own cars. And everybody starts out with a different vehicle. I myself won a 1991 BMW in a sales contest, so that was my technically first vehicle that I earned for me in a odd but unique and unusual way. But it shows you that people who have prowess and have abilities can do things differently. I guess what I want to talk about the most is that we have to worry about what an audiophile can get someone to do. It can get someone to give away cash without them thinking. It can get someone to be stuck in a mesmerized state while someone takes things from them, undresses them, does something immoral, and literally harms them or steals their car keys, steals their bank book. We have to be cautious. It's always important to have music flowing around you so that you are very clear of what audio tones you need to hear and what ones you should not hear.